Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Again, I bring back Leran Hirschkorn. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
And you've been on your travels this week. Do you want to let people know
I
where you...
have, yes. I just got back from Las Vegas, attending the Prosper Show, and also spoke at the ASD trade show.
Excellent. And how did they go? Do you want to give a little, bits and pieces what was going on there?
Yeah, sure. So first at ASD, I actually gave a talk about lessons learned from building two seven-figure private label brands, and kind of shared just mistakes I made along the way. And so people got some value out of that, talking about failure to complete inspections the right way and early on, and not looking at the data and kind of early mistakes. So that was good. And then I attended Prosper, actually attended Rise 25, which was a mastermind the day before Prosper, which was very good. And then the Prosper show, which really I didn't go into any sessions. I was just talking to sellers the entire time.
Yeah.
But it was very valuable. A lot of people go to that show and you really see kind of everybody. And things happen as a result of conversations, always face-to-face, that just don't happen online. So
Yeah.
that's why you want to go to events. That's why you want to go to Seller Sessions Live, right? Coming up in June.
Well, let's hope so. I tell you, I had a bit of an interesting week. Maybe not as interesting as you went to like multiple events, but I got asked to come in to do a webinar for Amazon, which I thought was amazing. You know, it's fantastic. So that took place on Wednesday. I wake up Wednesday morning and my face is swollen up like the Elephant Man. And I'm thinking, shit, what do I do now? It's like the people signed up for the registration, can't back out now. It's a good little opportunity, et cetera, et cetera. So I had to work a way around it by setting the camera up further away from me. And so when we put the slides on the screen, I look like a little mini man in the background on the camera rather than the camera being close. So that was a very close shave, but it wasn't a pretty sight. Not the best of times. I got a face for radio, but to have your face swollen up like that, it was like bright red. I'm thinking, oh no, what we're going to do here? But we managed to get through it, and hopefully people enjoyed it. But
And I'm sure the content was you delivered great on the content, which is what people are there for.
yeah, people obviously go for the content. It was more about best practices in the earlier part of it, and then later on we've done a bit more advanced stuff. But it was more of a broader reach. You know, the Seller Sessions audience is more advanced, but we had to do the content for a more of a broader Amazon seller, you know, at different levels and stuff. So that's where the content was kind of tailored for. But the thing I want to chat with you about today is a misuse of sales rank. So obviously going to the, what is it under on there? Prohibited seller activities and actions in the terms of service. I mean, you were talking about this on your wall earlier on in the week. I spoke to Casey Goss about this on a podcast. Me and Anthony Lee have spoken about this in the past, and there's so many different ways to dissect this one paragraph, which I'll read out to you. It says, the bestseller rank feature allows buyers to evaluate the popularity of a product. Any attempt to manipulate sales rank is prohibited. You cannot solicit or knowingly accept fake or fraudulent orders, including placing orders of your own products. You cannot provide compensation to buyers for purchasing your products or provide claim codes to buyers for the purpose of inflating sales rank. In addition, you cannot make claims regarding a product's best seller rank in the product detail page information, including the title and description. Let's evaluate the first part of this, which is manipulation of sales rank.
Yep. So here's the thing, where first of all, Amazon is probably purposely very vague in their language. It allows them to kind of call out whatever they want when they want. They could be a lot more specific. Now, I think when we think bestseller rank, and when Amazon says bestseller rank, and it specifically talks about popularity of a product for bestseller rank, there's probably two different things. Meaning, we think of bestseller rank as manipulating bestseller rank as, hey, you're trying to rank your product. You're trying to get better organic reach for keywords in the search results. But I think when Amazon mentions bestseller rank and popularity, we have to think about the history of bestseller rank. Bestseller rank was invented and designed by Jeff Bezos to show consumers what the most popular products are. And so Amazon's theory is that if a product that customers are looking at a bestseller rank of 20,000, and they might look at another product that has a bestseller rank of 10,000 and say, okay, that product is more popular. I'm going to buy that product, right? And so you can make the argument that when you are doing any sort of manipulation for ranking, that a byproduct of that is that the bestseller rank increases or gets better, improves. But that what you're doing is you're not manipulating bestseller rank. You're actually getting your products to show up further in the rankings. A byproduct of that is bestseller rank, but you're not just manipulating bestseller rank for the purpose of showing the customer that your product is more popular than another. Now, this would apply perfectly to something like what they're talking about here is something like brushing, right? When you do brushing, which this is kind of like the term that the Chinese call brushing. Brushing is buying your own products or having, bots or whatever, right? Buy your own products in a sense, which they specifically say place order for their own products, which does manipulate bestseller and it also manipulates rankings. But that is specifically clearly written. It doesn't say, that you can't use discount codes for the purpose of improving your reach for your product. However, it does say compensate buyers for purchasing their own product, their products. Which, if you use rebates, that is essentially what you're doing. Yeah. So, very kind of tricky language here. To me, and I've spoken to Casey about this as well. He's his feeling, and I kind of feel the same way. Is rebates are a little bit more risky, in my opinion, than just giving discounted claim codes, especially because you're doing things outside of the Amazon ecosystem. You're compensating buyers on the back end, and it's also leading to verified reviews, which discounted buys do not. So I think there is some sort of a line between.
So let's break this down. Just back off a bit. Is that we're talking about brushing, which effectively is fraudulent orders, right? Yeah. And do you want to explain what brushing is?
So brushing is placing orders for your own products. Mm-hmm. And you might do that. You've probably seen these articles before, like on CNBC or the Wall Street Journal, where people are getting these random packages from Amazon, and they didn't order products. And the reason is because
they're empty, or they've got little trinkets in there.
And they're empty. Yeah. And the reason is because for example, a seller will put their product as merchant fulfilled, will then have multiple ways of buying their own products through various seller accounts, things like that, and then they ship like an empty box, for example, and they're buying their own products to manipulate ranking, but obviously it does affect bestseller rank, and Amazon specifically states place order for their own products. Yeah. And so that is or solicit or accept fake or fraudulent orders. It's kind of both. Yeah. And so that one we know is very clear. The question is, and to me, it also compensates buyers for purchasing their products. It's very clear that rebates are against terms of service.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't, we go through the wording again. It doesn't say that you cannot use a rebate service, but a rebate equates to a compensation, doesn't it? So do you want to break down what without naming the company names, etc., just the general consensus of how rebates work? Because they are free to use on other marketplaces. That's absolutely clear, isn't it? It's not outside the realms of Amazon. It's not a problem. The rebate is a common marketing tool that people use. Isn't that true?
Yeah, you'll see big companies, right, that do manufacture mail-in rebates, or now it's online where you buy a camera and there's or you go to big box store and there's a rebate on the product. The reason why big companies do that is, one, it gives them cash flow because they're getting that money, and then you have to go file online and you get it 30 days or 60 days later. And they also know there's a percentage of people that have good intentions on requesting the rebate but never do it. And so it helps their margins also. To do it on Amazon, to me, I only see one purpose of doing it, which is to drive your ranking and to get verified reviews. And so to me, it's a more risky play than just doing discount codes. Discount codes are within the Amazon system, and if Amazon really wanted to go after that, they just wouldn't allow you to do 90% off offers, 80, 70% off offers. They could, or they could make something where it doesn't, doesn't affect the algorithm really as much. It doesn't seem to me that they've done that. Rebates is outside of their control. And rebates also would lead to a customer really buying a product for $0 and writing a verified review, which definitely, I can definitely see Amazon having a problem with that.
I think the danger of rebates as well is that in some cases, the customer may want to return it to Amazon, and that can start to unfold a little bit there. Because I don't use rebates, but from my understanding, you purchase the product, you got up to say 30 days, for instance, and then they'll mail you a check. But then if you were to, instead of going back to the rebate company, go direct to Amazon, that would then start to cause some problems there, I should imagine.
Yeah, so typically, I guess the services, or when people do rebates, I guess they typically like to wait at least 30 days before they issue you the rebate.
Yeah.
And they'll check the order number to make sure you haven't returned the product to Amazon and gotten the rebate. Yeah. That being the case, if you came to Amazon probably after 35 or 40 days, they would probably still refund you. And then the person got paid both ways. But I believe it's probably a very low percentage of people that are actually taking on these free products, because essentially they're getting the product for free. And so I think most are probably happy with just that. So I don't see that as a major concern for somebody who wants to give rebates and rank their product. They probably don't care if 1 or 2% of people ended up doing that anyway. I think the concern is that that it's against terms of service. And if you're using a service, especially, I think there's more of a footprint there, because Amazon, if you're using a service, Amazon could easily see okay, the person who bought these 5 products, now let's find other people who bought all the same products, and easily create a network of people that are all buying sort of the same products that are on these rebate service sites, and start to identify who the customers are, who the sellers are, and create a little bit of a footprint. If you're doing it on your own outside, like in a funnel or something like that, to me, it would be harder to detect. But I think still, it's much more gray black area than let's say just discounted coupons.
Yeah, because obviously it says in there your products will provide claim codes to buyers for the purpose of inflating sales rank.
Correct.
So it still mentions claim codes, but it doesn't say. It's not very specific, is it, in terms of what it is? It's not saying voucher codes or coupon codes.
Well, even claim codes, right, including claim codes, right, which could be for a rebate or it could be a discount code. But
exactly.
Even that, it says for the purpose of, in manipulating sales rank. And you can make the argument that you're not doing rebates or claim codes for the purpose of manipulating sales rank. You're doing it for the purpose of manipulating organic rank. And bestseller rank is just a byproduct of it. Yeah. So Amazon's just, purposely vague in their language. Mm-hmm. They could just come out and say, if they wanted to, Amazon could make a policy that any manipulation of your, organic keyword rankings through rebates or discounted codes is not allowed.
Exactly. If they've done that, that's game over, isn't it?
Then it's game over, right? But they don't do that. They don't do it on purpose. They want to be vague. They probably, I don't know that Amazon. I would think if I was Amazon, I wouldn't mind as much. I would care more about rebates as an issue just because of the reviews.
Yeah.
That's it. Because the reviews are then verified review purchases, and the discount is given outside their system, and they don't know. And to me, that's probably the review manipulation side of it is probably the biggest issue that Amazon might have, which is why, a couple of years ago, they started not to give the verified purchase badge once you started giving, more significant discounts.
Yeah. And so the final bit, what I want to wrap on here, you cannot make claims regarding the product's bestseller rank in the product detail page information, including the title and the description. But what they've left off there is the images with the bestseller badge.
Right. I think that's also, clearly creating a main image that has some kind of, I've seen like customer's choice instead of Amazon's choice, or, newly launched. We've seen all these badges. You can't, it's against Amazon terms to have any badge on a main image in the first place.
Yeah.
But I can see why Amazon would be against it, because, bestseller rank is something that's changing every hour. And so how can you make a claim that, best selling product on Amazon when that changes every hour and you can't really hold up to that claim. So I can see that as as basically not making a claim on your detail page, best selling product or top selling product or any language like that. So I think when you're using things like best in your title, that's kind of what they're talking about. You see people doing that, best barbecue glove, whatever, best grilling glove, wording like that, that would be sort of against terms of service.
Makes sense. Cool. Well, then let's leave that there. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
No, but I'm excited. I'll be at Seller Sessions Live June 1st. If you haven't signed up, what are you waiting for? I'm really excited because the speaker lineup to that event is really, really good. All people that I highly respect, that are super knowledgeable, and also really good people that are going to be, they're not going to get off stage and go home. They're going to get off stage and hang out and talk to everybody and answer questions, and really fun to spend time with and also learn from. So really looking forward to coming out to UK in June.
Sounds good. Guys, thanks for joining us. If you want to grab tickets, go to sellersessions.com/live. I'll see you again soon. Liran, I look forward to having you back soon. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Take care.